Welcome to Imperfect in an Uncertain World, resources for living with authenticity and purpose. 3 words: courage, confidence, compassion. Sounds like a great blend to achieve your heart's desire. Let's talk. Within me is a heart so big it cannot be contained. It shines upon the world, clearing the way through this moment and each moment. In this shining, I become whole. So, what is within my heart and within yours too that is so brilliant that it chases away the shadows and brings hope to us? The light is lit by courage, confidence, and compassion. So let's break those down. Let's begin with courage. The world is filled with so many opportunities that we may become overwhelmed. Our mind fogs up with fear until we are unsure of what to do. We may hide in the shadows, afraid to confront what scares us. Or, this is a biggie, we can gather our courage, pick the sure thing, go out on a limb, or decide upon something in between. So, we can measure our courage. We can pick a sure thing, and it's courageous doing it. We can step out on that limb, and that's really big courage. Or we can choose somewhere in between. That decision making, whatever we decide, takes courage no matter what we choose. So if you're like me, your mind darts in a circle from what might be to what might be until you're not sure of the next step. Courage slows the course of the what might be dash. It is the calming agent that says, we can never be 100% sure, but we've got to try. Courage empowers us to slip through the what might be's into the action of what is. Courage doesn't clear the path, it powers our clearing of the path. We're the active agent in this. It is the voice that assures us, you got this. So we've got courage. What comes next? Confidence. With courage, we gain the strength to meet any given situation. Confidence goes hand in hand with that strength. For confidence is knowing who you are, your talents, as well as your limitations. It is the conviction in your ability to choose the right course. It is the foundation of your resilience, your ability to meet risk, and that's a big thing. You're confident even when you know that risk exists. So confidence reminds us that while we cannot plan for everything, we can approach any risk in a flexible, measured way. And when we approach it in a flexible way, we can mitigate some of that risk. So, risk, that is a major charged word. With risk, there is always the possibility that things won't work out the way you want. But with confidence, you use your skills and talent in a given situation, no matter how difficult. Confidence weighs the pros and cons with its can do attitude and makes those objective decisions. Confidence brings you to the brink of a new horizon, and courage has you leaping into that new. Sometimes things don't go as planned, and when that happens, you've got courage, you've got confidence, and then you've got compassion to ease the suffering when things don't go as planned. So let's talk a bit about compassion. Of course, we've all had those moments when things don't go as planned. It's hard not to get mired in the what ifs that cause suffering. When we're courageous and we're confident, that's our call for compassion. We're courageous and compassionate, and we are courageous and confident enough to practice self-compassion. So no matter how courageous, no matter how confident, we all suffer. That's the human condition. But being able to identify and alleviate that suffering is really what makes us whole. So what do we do when we suffer? we practice self-compassion. So self-compassion for me begins with self-forgiveness, um, and then releasing any shaming or blaming. I forgive myself when things don't go right. And I'm not going to shame myself or blame myself when things don't go as planned. It's telling myself that maybe I didn't get it right, but you know what? That's okay because what's right anyway? It's subjective. What happened hurt, but I can learn from the suffering. And that learning often comes with the fog, or when the fog of suffering really clears. So, what is this thing called self-compassion? It's an action directed towards ourself that alleviates suffering. And I'm going to tell you, there is no one size fits all approach to it. Self compassion takes many forms. I'm going to mention a few, and then you're going to probably know other things that you do for self compassion. The great thing is you get to choose how to alleviate your own suffering. So for me, it might be taking a reset nap, journaling, exercising, contemplative practice, self care. It might be talking to a friend of mine. The list is as endless as our potential is. The only objective of self compassion is that you suffer less, and that's enough. The more you gift yourself with self compassion, the greater your courage and confidence to be that shining light emanating from a heart that cannot be contained. And that's what I want you to be. I want you to recognize that within you is a heart so big, so marvelous, that it cannot be contained, that you're the person who shines upon the world in each moment. And in that shining, you become whole. So I want to thank you for listening to or watching my vlog, my video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. But most importantly, what I want you to do is to spend some time like taking a look at your courage, acknowledging those times when you're courageous, noticing when you have the confidence to climb those mountains, but also notice when you suffer and that you practice self-compassion. If you need a little help, or if you need some help working through those as a contemplative coach, I would love to help you discern what is the best path for you to take, help you to listen to your intuition. Additional resources are at vanessafhurst.com. But no matter what you do today, I want you to celebrate your courage, your confidence, and your ability to share compassion with yourself. Thank you. Namaste.